guys, it's Bella's Farm Life, and today we're going to be doing some tack reviews, and if I recommend it, if I don't recommend it, where I got it, pricing, all of that stuff. So, first up, we have a bronc halter. So the reason this is called a bronc halter is because of this nose piece here. It's like a leather nose piece. This is one that happens to be an American flag. I got this from a tack shop that's near me actually, but I'm sure you can find it online if you just search up American flag bronc halter. This was probably about $70, which is a lot, but because of the piece of leather, it makes it more expensive. But there are people you can send just a normal nylon halter to, and they'll actually customize this and put one on. So it's really not as expensive, but since it all came together already, it was a lot. And then you just have like these pieces here. They're on this side. You can like tighten them when they start getting a little loose. Now, I do recommend this because I think it's nice. It does need to break in a little bit, so like it does have to kind of fit around their nose and shape around their nose. Only thing I don't like is the halter is kind of cheap, so it's a little bit tough because like it's nice, but the halter is just a normal halter. Okay, so this is actually a breast collar. I really like this breast collar. So I paid $10 for this on Facebook Marketplace actually. So this attaches up here to the saddle, and then it does have a clip at the bottom that you clip to the girth. This is a Western breast collar, so it's like a little bit fancy. The leather's nice. It doesn't have any cracking or anything on it. It does have some engraving on the leather. I don't know if you can see that, but it's actually very nice. I really like this a lot. I would definitely recommend it. Unfortunately, I don't know where it's from because again, I got it off Facebook Marketplace, but it came with a few other breast collars. This just happens to be my favorite one for how thick and like sturdy it is. So definitely recommend this one. Sorry if there's background noises. The horses are whinnying back and forth right now, so that's just something. So if I end the video, that's what's going on right now in the barn. Next product I have is a set of reins. These are like the reins that have like the rubber over them. So goods and bads to these. I think the colors are really pretty. They're different than the traditional reins that you see. Bads, they're cracking a little bit. I don't know if you can see that, and I haven't had these for very long. The leather is kind of stiff. I bought them used, so perfectly fine. Only thing I have noticed is I had a pair just like this in black and they melted. So I'd be curious to see if these are gonna melt. This will be my first summer with these. So I kind of want to see, are these gonna melt? Are these gonna melt like the other ones? Overall, the length is good. If you ride English, obviously, you'd be using reins like this. So they are a little bit shorter, but we keep our reins short anyway, so they're not bad. These pieces are still intact very well. I got these from my local tack shop as well. But if you look up multicolored reins, these will come up. These were about $25 because they were used, so they were a little bit cheaper than the actual ones. But again, they were a little more expensive than... There's a few other ones you can get that are very basic colors, but because these are kind of tri-colored and rare and there's multiple different colors on it, they're a little more expensive, so that's something to think about. Another thing to add about those reins is when you're showing and stuff, you do have to think about that because sometimes traditional showing is going to want black or brown reins and things like that, and those stand out a lot. So if you're more into the traditional side of things, those might be good for practicing at your farm or wherever, but shows, I would be a little iffy on those. So next we have my like bridle setup here. This is like technically my training bridle. I use this on my off the track thoroughbred. The brow band, again, I got from my local tack shop for, I think it was $9.99, so like $10. It has little hearts on it. I like it. It's just a little flimsy. It's very, it doesn't really fit the bridle well, if that makes sense. It moves around a little too freely. If you're like asking for my opinion on that, that's just not what I prefer, because sometimes it will, you know, get like that and it's like twisted. It's really weird. Bridle wise, got it off Facebook Marketplace, paid $70 for this and a nose band and a breast collar, came as a set. And this is probably one of the biggest pieces of junk bridle I've ever had to use. That's why it's my training bridle. Every time I have a horse that I'm gonna more permanently ride or that's in a certain discipline, will get their own very nice, expensive bridle. But when they're in training, because things can happen and they can break and stuff, I normally get a cheaper bridle. This isn't that cheap, but it's pretty much what I was willing to spend, and it came with a whole set. This broke the first day. The clips aren't that good. This is probably going to fall apart any second. There's a lot going on here. There was something holding this down right here. Gone, broke off. The leather is nice. It's soft. It's flexible, movable. There's no cracks really in it or anything. I mean, you have your little bit of wear and tear, but not anything terrible. So in that sense, it's nice. These are still in good shape. And the bit itself, I got from Facebook Marketplace as well, but from a different person. Super nice bit. She sent it timely, right on time and everything. Her name was Rachel Page, actually. And she sold everything to me that had to do with bits and stuff. So you'll see a few other bits that I have from her. And everything was really nice. It came just as described. So I actually have my other thoroughbred in the same bridle. So when you first look at this bridle, it does look like a lot. You have 3 rings on it. It's looking complicated, but it's not. It's actually a happy mouth. I put it up here so it doesn't have as much of a impact on his mouth at all. It's on this ring here. He does not have a curb chain. So that's how I train my horses. I try to train them in a very light bit, so I don't need really anything, so they can go in a hack or in a halter or whatever. And it's not anything drastic or a big change for them, because this bit is very minimal, honestly. If you were to put it on the 3rd ring, you're going to get a lot more leverage on it, but I don't, and my horses go perfectly fine in it. Reins, would never recommend these reins. They're Western reins. I normally don't use English reins on my training bridle. I use my nice nylon Western reins. I've got them from my local tack shop. They break. These clips are terrible. If the horse pulls hard enough, actually, obviously I'm not a 1,500-pound animal, so I can't really pull on it and it will break. But if they do pull, what ends up happening is this actually comes undone and it just snaps right off. So wouldn't really recommend using that on a trail ride. I learned the hard way. So again, not something, this whole set isn't really something I would recommend besides the bit. So now for my dressage bridle, this goes on my opposite thoroughbred. So my horse Crafty, the other one was for Rock Salt, this one's for Crafty. So this is a fancier bridle. Crafty's trained. This is what I do when I put him in the dressage saddle. This is the bridle I use. We've got 2 nose pieces here. It's quite complicated. I make these really loose. He does not need a nose band, but for the English dressage end of things, I like to be able to bridle him up and stuff, and I do think it's a little bit easier when you have complete control over that nose. He can't really fight against it as much, if that makes sense. That came with a flashy brow band. Now, I got this from my local tack shop, but this is the brand Horze, Horze. And a lot of my stuff is this brand, and I love them. I think this is an amazing bridle. It's set up really nice. The leather is nice. Everything on it is set up very beautifully. It hasn't broke on me. I've used it a lot. Gone on trail rides with it, this, that, and the other thing. All I do is clean it up with some leather cleaner, and it's fine. So this is the bit I use. Very similar to the one we saw with Rock Salt, except this isn't really a happy mouth. Crafty's every single day bridle has a happy mouth on it. But this one, I probably don't even really use it once a month. And this is what he would go in. It has a dog bone in the middle of that type of thing here. Again, this one just has the 1 piece. I think this bridle, I paid $80 for it. But for the quality, the look of it, everything it came with, the sparkly brow band and everything, I think it's beautiful. I love it. I honestly think it was worth every penny. I really do like this bridle a lot. So this year I went to the Millbrook Horse Trials, and there was actually a tent that was selling leather halters. This is the leather halter I purchased from them. They used it on a photo shoot, on a horse in a photo shoot one time. So the price automatically dropped on it. So it was $70. I paid $70 for this, and it is beautiful. We have this piece up here. It looks so nice. I have a chain attached to it right now. The chain was about $5. It's on a nylon lead rope. The chain's heavy. It's like a brass color, same as these. So that's why I got this to kind of match it. But I think this looks really, really nice. It's nice when I trailer places and things like that. The brand name is on here. It's called Equine Artemis. Equine Artemis. So now we're going to go with girth. So to match my bridle, I have a horse girth, again, Horze. Sorry, it's not clean right now. As you can tell, we got some mud on it. So we have a spot here for my breast collar. I have a 5-point breastplate that I use, so that's what that's for. So you can attach your breast collar to either here, or you can slip it right over the girth. Some breast collars sit like that, but this is my girth that I use normally for my jumpers. I think this was about $100 and something. But again, worth every penny. I've had it for a while now. It's super soft on the inside. I use it for rock salt and crafty. I clean it afterwards. Rock salt's been using it recently. I haven't ridden crafty English in just a little bit, so that's something that is suitable for both my horses, which is good, so I didn't have to spend a ton of money on 2 separate girths for 2 different horses. So this one is really, really nice. I love it. This is it, like, kind of compared to me. I'll try to show you guys how long it is. Crafty and rock salt are pretty big, belly-wise. So the girth is pretty big. Here it is, right here. So yeah, I love it. I use this girth pretty much every time I ride English. So since I don't do dressage enough to need a dressage girth, I actually use this girth here. It's a little bit shorter, but again, the dressage saddles have longer straps, so this fits perfectly fine. Shorter than the other one. It's a lot tinier. This is the Soft Touch by Classic Equine. It is extremely soft. I used to have like a sheep's wool cover over it that you could ride with, but I took that off because it did start getting a little bit gross. But I use this just plain right on their stomach now. It's really, really soft. It's squishy. It's nice. I love this. It fits perfectly with my dressage saddle. Again, fits rock salt and crafty perfectly. So that's what I use when I use my dressage saddle. I've had this for so long, I don't know the price I paid for it, but I would probably get another one of the same exact kind. It's nice. The elastic's not too stretched on it. It looks nice. It's held up beautifully. I mean, you just have a few little flaws, but it's not anything terrible at all. So now this one's my prized possession of a girth. This right here is a CWD girth. You can imagine how expensive this was. I got this on Facebook Marketplace for $100. Typically, they're like $300 new. So, depending on which one you get. But this is like a beautiful girth. It is a stud girth. So what that is actually covers their whole stomach. So when they jump, if you can see, there's some wear on it too. When they jump, if they do have shoes on, sometimes they can hit their stomach. This prevents that from happening, like, at all. So this one is a little shorter again than the other one. But this one is a stud girth, like I said. Again, same thing, place to put your breast collar and da-da-da-da. So that's what this is for. This is specifically for jumpers. That's what you use this for. The black girth that I showed you guys first can be an all-purpose girth. The brown one I showed you, again, can be an all-purpose girth. Next, we have my 5-point breastplate. So this is what it looks like. This slips over his head, goes over the withers. These attach to your saddle here. These attach to your girth, right under your, the straps to your girth. And then this can connect either under the girth. It can go in, I'll show you guys. It can attach to this piece here. It doesn't have a clip, so it does not attach to that. So that's what this is. This is beautiful. I paid, I think, $180 for this. This is still brand new, super nice. I've used it pretty minimally. If I'm doing a lot of jumping or whatever, I'll use this. But typically I try to keep it in nice condition for more of like a show atmosphere, or if I'm going somewhere atmosphere, not so much just everyday riding. So now we're gonna talk saddle pads. It's the longest portion of the video. I'll organize them as I go through them too. So why I love them, why I hate them, where I got them. This is from Dover Saddlery. Got it on the discount part of Dover. I love the color. It's a beautiful color. Let me just bring you guys down a little. It's a beautiful color. It fits nicely. It is a little bit small. So like for my saddle, if I use my bigger saddle, it will hang off the back a little, so I don't use it with that one. But with my smaller saddle, I can use this pad. It's just a little tiny. These were really stiff. I couldn't even get them through the piece where I'm supposed to tie my saddle pad up, which are these little pieces up here. So I like it, but I probably wouldn't buy another one the same. I did buy them in bulk though off of a discount, so I have a few that are just like that. This one I got from my local tack shop. This is called a performance saddle pad, so it contours with your horse's back. This is a 17-inch to 18-inch. It was made in the UK. Love these pads. They really do go with the saddle and the shape of the saddle. The color is really beautiful. I love this color. I love these that they're so short. You can kind of either tuck them away or tie them up really, really easily. And I really like this one. This one was about $50. The blue one was about $9.99. So there's definitely a difference in quality on the price of things. You can get nice stuff for cheaper price, but when it does come to saddle pads, I have noticed when they are in clearance and things like that, there's something wrong with them. So good thing to keep in mind. So this saddle pad is actually, I don't know how to pronounce the name, but it's in a different language. I got this for free. It's just a training pad. I use it for a training pad. It's this beautiful blue color and it has like a little pink crown on it. And this is actually really like nice. It's quilted, it's thick, it's beautiful. I love this one a lot for when I'm training. I don't bring it really anywhere off property or anything, but it's really pretty. One of my personal favorites here, again, another contour pad by Performance. This pad was again like $50. They might have been $59.99, maybe $60, but I'm pretty sure I got that yellowish orangey colored one on discount, so I think that one was $50. I think this one was $60. This is like a blueberry color. Same thing. I love these. Everything about it's really nice. It does actually follow my horse's back very, very well. Only thing is if you have a horse with a high wither, if they're butt high or a little bit wider in the shoulders, sometimes they do sit kind of weird. Like they will sometimes fold a little bit, especially by the shoulder area. But once you kind of fix it and get the girth on and everything, it's perfectly fine. But these are actually Shire's pads, and they're the Performance line of the Shire's pads. So now, this one is absolutely beautiful. Again, follows with the contour, 17 and 18 inch. This is called an Arma pad. So, it's right here. This is the tag. This one was about $60, $65 maybe. It's pink. And it's actually the Contour Pro Luxe collection. So it's really quilted, it's really smooth, it's really squishy. I love it. It's perfect for my high withered horse because he has like a nice flatter back, but his wither is super high. So this actually fits him perfectly. Only thing is these straps are kind of long, so they are hard to get out of the way. But these are perfectly fine. They go in my keeper perfectly fine. So not too worried about those too much. They're not like stiff and hard to get through. Another Arma pad. This is called the Contour Pro Luxe again. It has the same shape to it, but this is just an extreme sparkly blue color. Extreme sparkly blue. I don't know if you see that, but it's beautiful. And again, 17 inch to 18 inch. Beautiful saddle pad, fits in perfectly. Here we go again with our beautiful Performance by Shire's saddle pad. This is an emerald green color. Same exact things on the other ones. This one was also $50. I got this one on sale. I got this from the Equine Affair right here. There's like a sticker on it, so I can't really get to the brand. I never really took the sticker off because it's actually like almost like stuck there. But this one's very nice. Not much of a contour to it, but the color is very bright and vibrant. I use it when I go out on the trails and things. But it's super simple. I think I paid about $20 for this pad, but it's really, really nice. It fits my horse perfectly. In love with that saddle pad because orange is my horse's color. Now with that first blue pad from Dover, I also bought a pink pad. Same complaints about it. These things are stiff. You can barely get them through that. Like I'll show you. They barely want to bend or maneuver to get them in. So I don't really bother with these too much. Or if I do, I just tuck them. I don't use them. So that's just something. They pick up quite a bit of hair. I do brush them off, but you know how things go. Things pick up hair. This was another one I bought from Dover off the clearance. These were all $9.99 that I bought from Dover. The color's pretty. I really like the gray piping with it. I love the gray. It just really does look nice. It has some extra white piping on here. This one's nice. It's a little bit thicker, I will say. This one seems a lot more squishy, a lot more forgiving. I do use this one more than I use the others. But kind of the same complaint, kind of short. All of that fun stuff. This saddle pad says Rescue on it. I got this for free. Very, very thin. I would never use this by itself. I would never put a very thin half pad on with it. It's just very overall tiny. It doesn't have much contour to it, and it's just very flimsy. So if I hold this up like this, how it just flimsy with this one, you know, you could tell that it has substance to it. So here's this like that, and then this one is just, there's no way to even get. It's like kind of like a rug, honestly, in my opinion. I would use it as a rug. Before I would use it as a saddle pad. So you do have to pay attention when you're buying saddle pads. Your horse's back, yes, some of them look pretty, some of them are cute, some of them are fun colors, but you do have to think about that this is going to be on your horse's back, and it's going to be either the difference between them being comfortable or uncomfortable sometimes. So it's something you got to kind of think about, which is why I'm being honest about this review. I wouldn't want anyone to buy anything that's going to hurt their horse. So that's not something I would recommend buying, honestly, unless you're doing some light training, or you have what I do is I have a very thick half pad, so something like that's fine. Bought this off of Facebook Marketplace, and I was disappointed. So I only paid $2 for this pad, so I'm not going to complain about it. I use it on my 2-year-old when I just put, she's turning 3 in a few days. When I do just throw a light saddle on her, I'll put this on with it, but I don't ride in it. Very tiny pony size, smaller than the ones from Dover. The piping was glued on by somebody. Not that nice of a pad, but this is breaking off. Would never use it, but for riding, but it's good for training and things. About something I don't really need to worry about ruining because it wasn't expensive. This one was also $2. This is a funky frog pad, so it's like tie-dye and has frogs on it. There's a few stains it came with. Got it off Facebook Marketplace. Not too worried about it. Same thing. I use this for like my younger horse to kind of get the saddle on her. And this is by Equine Textiles. It's from Mount Sterling, Kentucky. So if you're interested in a funky frog hippie pad, I would get that. And I think the design is absolutely amazing. Like, I would buy another one, but it's a little bit thin and it is kind of ripped apart. Okay, so this I use on my 2-year-old as well. Very, very tiny. It's by Tough Rider. Quality overall, it's like all ripped and stuff, but I've had this for a very long time. It was a hand-me-down. But I wouldn't imagine this is very expensive. Again, it's that like flimsy material that I don't really like putting on my horses, so I don't really use it that often, but it's nice. This is a Roma pad. So this is actually white with green piping. It looks nice when you have like green punter, green polos or something. It is stained. Obviously white pads get stained like crazy, but I do try to keep up on cleaning them. These are stains I just couldn't get out, so that's fine, but they're nice. I like this pad. It is, again, a little bit flimsy, so not my go-to pad all the time, but it is lighter for riding in hotter weather and things like that. It's a little more breathable. My American flag pad is, again, from Equine Textiles, which is where I got the funky frog print, which is why I love that site so much. It actually has the cutest stuff, but I bought this off of Facebook Marketplace. On the website, they were a little more expensive, but I think I paid $5 for this, and it came super fast. I loved it. I love it. I think it looks so nice, and it goes very well with my gray horse, so it's kind of why I got it. I have American flag boots that he wears, so I ended up getting the American flag saddle pad. Next, I have this orange pad. This is by that same brand. I don't know the name of it. I've never heard of it, but again, hand-me-down. It's like a creamsicle color. I call it a creamsicle pad. I'll say, hand me the creamsicle pad. This is what I'm talking about. It's like kind of multicolored, tie-dye orange. I do love that pad. I use it a lot. It's thick. It's not too thick, but it is thick enough, and I love it. So, shim pad. This is just a basic shim pad. I got this from like a tack sale. It's from Miller's Pro Tech. Again, Aroma. That's what the brand is. I use this on with my Western saddle, sometimes my English saddle for my higher withered thoroughbred. This half pad off of Facebook Marketplace, I spent $20 on it. It has like this beautiful print on it. It has fuzzy on the inside. It's really nice. I love this. It looks very nice with pads as well that have like that similar color to it. This is technically a dressage pad, but I use this for my jumper a lot because Crafty does have a high wither. I try to protect it as much as I can, even though his saddle fits him perfectly. I just do everything I can to make sure he's comfortable. So this is from Fleeceworks, and it's like very thick. It's very nice. I use this all the time. This is my go-to one, so that's what I use with Crafty. Rock Salt normally gets the one with the blueprint on it. This here is just a normal pad from this side, but when you turn it around, there's actually gel. This is a gel pad. This was given to me, but it's from Grand Prix, and it is made in Italy, and it's shock absorbent. So this is nice for jumping. I rarely use this because it does kind of slide around, I feel like sometimes, even though the sticky part's there, but that's fine. I just don't use it as much as I'd probably like to. And then my show pad for hunters. It's kind of like, it's not the cutest looking thing, but it looks nice when it's on. Now we'll go into dressage pads, and I'll kind of blow through these because all these dressage pads, I'll just tell you right now, I bought a whole set of them for $150, and then a few other ones are from Dover, discount again, and they were about $10.99, I'd like to say. So this is from the collection I bought. This is by USG. Don't know what it is, but it's green. I love this pad. It's so pretty. This is a Lamy Cell pad. Love this pad also. Got this with the collection. It's orange. It fits perfectly on my thoroughbred. This one's a Weather Beta pad. The color, stunning. It has like air for the width through the wither in the spine area. You can kind of get airflow through there, so it's really pretty. I love the color. That came with the set as well. This also came with the set. I kind of got a big deal on this because it was $150 for everything, and they all have matching fly bonnets. So this is Horse with a Z, again, blue pad, beautiful. This is a Lemire Pro pad, dressage pad with the diamonds on it, and this is probably worth $100 on its own, and I paid $100 for everything. So this is beautiful. This is literally, I love Lemire, so that's what that is. We have a white saddle pad here. This I got from Dover. It's by Arena Saddles. Horse with the Z again in purple. I got that with the collection. And then these are my last two, I believe, Dover pads. One's gray with pink piping and one's pink with pink piping. So those are all my saddle pads. I honestly have no complaints on the dressage department. I've kind of hit a home run with that, actually. I do have quite a few dressage pads. I wish I wrote dressage more because then I'd really be able to use these. But I normally jump, even though dressage is like amazing. I just normally jump, so I don't really need it that much. So maybe I'll sell a few of them one day, but we're gonna see if I ever get into dressage more, and then maybe we'll sell them. I'll probably keep my Lemire one forever, but those are all my saddle pads. I'm gonna put them all away now. So that concludes my tack video. I'll make a new one with some smaller stuff, but those are basically all my big items. And thank you for watching. Bella's Farm Life signing off.